I did a prayer experiment yesterday. I tried to take a prayer retreat every week, usually about 3 hours. And usually I'll walk at a park or in an art museum or at a church and observe. I'll talk with the Lord and listen to Him, and as part of that, I'll write in my journal, and it leads to a lot of fruitful conversations with the Lord. But yesterday I tried something different. I had noticed a good sized stump out in the median of the parking lot. Now, that wouldn't be a big deal, but now that we're hosting food trucks on Wednesday nights, I thought I ought to try and get rid of that for reasons both of safety and sightliness. So I decided that my prayer retreat this week would include digging out that stump. I got my axe and attacked it. And let's just say it was stubborn. I asked the Lord if I might pray differently, that my physical actions could be their own kind of nonverbal prayer. And I got some sense of the gist of this prayer, that I was praying that the Lord would root out the sin in my life and dig out the brokenness, however deeply it went. And I asked Him to remove what was once living and now was simply in the way, to make room for what's new. I asked Him to clear out all that was in the way of what He would do, and I prayed this for both St. Giles and for myself. So I whacked at the stump for over 2 hours and gradually got it down close to ground level. My verbal prayers didn't last that long, even though I repeated them a few times, but I counted on the physical action to be its own kind of persistent prayer, and I trust that the Lord heard or saw that prayer and understand that to speak it, I didn't have to actually articulate it with my mouth, but I could act it, and that it would speak in ways beyond what I knew. I think this is akin to what Paul mentions in Romans 8, as he describes the Spirit interceding for us with sighs too deep for words. I did a lot of sighing as I whacked away at that stump. Maybe the Spirit did too. How are you experimenting with prayer these days? The Lord Himself is watching and waiting.